My name is Jared Short. I'm a loan officer here at HomeTown, and we specialize in rental investments. So if you're looking for an investment property, build your portfolio, we are your guy.
Hi, my name is Margot, and I am Jared's loan officer assistant.
My name is Casey, and I am the loan processor. My role is to help you once you get an accepted offer. I help you get to the closing table, and I am that main line of communication between you and the underwriter.
Hi, I'm Emily Browning. My role here is I am Phil's assistant. Day-to-day basis, I gather all the documents. I make sure that I have everything that I need for you to be pre-approved and see what you would qualify for.
I'm Phil Lilge. I'm the branch manager and loan officer here at HomeTown Lenders, the home team. So I've been in the mortgage industry for just over 11 years now.
For some of our clients who have maybe never bought a home, can you explain what is a mortgage?
Yeah, I mean, it's the loan against the home,
Okay.
the instrument to be able to get the financing to be able to purchase the home. Similar to a car. You get a loan to buy a car, you get a loan to be able to purchase the home.
What do people need to know to get started with this, with the mortgage process?
Yeah, so the mortgage process oftentimes is viewed to be, people get scared, they're nervous, they're like, oh my goodness, it's overwhelming, what do I all need to do? And I try to tell people, it's not as complicated as some people make it out to seem. So initially we'll have a conversation, we'll kind of talk through what your goals are, what your plans are, what you're looking to do. We'll try to figure out what program is going to best suit the needs of you and what you're looking to do, and then we'll take an easy application. Get things like name, date of birth, social, where you're working, and your income sources, and what you have for assets. So not overly complicated at all.
What would you say to someone who is self-employed or who has maybe changed jobs recently and is unsure how to go forward?
Yeah, so when we look at self-employed borrowers, it's a little bit different. I know oftentimes people get a little bit nervous with that as well. Oftentimes we're going to need the most recent 2 years of filed tax returns for that business. There is a different analysis process that takes place in determining what their qualifying income would be. But again, nothing to be nervous of. We just need to take a look at it and see what they qualify for. For anybody that may have changed a job recently, I tell folks not to worry about that either. So if you're going from a full-time position to another full-time position that's hourly or salary, it's not likely to have any impact. Where we get into different challenges sometimes are if you're moving into a commission-only field, or overtime or bonuses, where we have to have a history of those things to be able to utilize that income for qualifying.
And does that history have to be the full 2 years, or if they just made a change?
The general rule of thumb will just say it's going to be a 2-year history, but not in every case.
Okay.
So sometimes if they're in the same field, or even some changes on the self-employed side from personal tax returns to S Corp or something like that, we may not need a 2-year history.
Okay. For people who are waiting for rates to come back down to where they had been, the 3%ers and stuff like that, what would you tell them?
Yeah, so I get the question all the time, should I wait till rates come back down to purchase a house? And my answer to that is no. If somebody is in the position where they're like, hey, I don't want to rent anymore, I want to buy a house, I tell them, hey, rent's 100% interest, right? And so mortgage rates, even if they're in the 6s or 7s, is much less than that. Now, if we look at historically speaking, homes continue to appreciate. So if you're going to buy, for example, a $300,000 home, and they appreciate at even a conservative figure of 5%, that's $15,000 in 1 year that home's going to appreciate. That means that house is going to be costing you $315,000 in a year from now by waiting. You're not going to, by having an elevated interest rate, pay an extra $15,000 in interest over the next 12 months. So it wouldn't make sense to wait. Additionally, if you look at the reason why interest rates are elevated right now, it's because of inflation. And historically speaking, every time we have an inflationary market, rates go up. Every time we come out of that market, rates go down. So MBS Highway, Barry Habib, and our NAR are all projecting interest rates to be in the low 5s by the end of this year, beginning of next year. Just refinance. Get into that home and refinance for a lower interest rate down the road.
And is there any penalty to refinancing quickly?
No, I mean, there is obviously a cost to
Mhm.
refinancing, but no penalty. No.
Okay.
You know, I think when a lot of people think about the housing market since COVID, there's this fear to get into the housing market. You know, we just kind of briefly touched on interest rates, but there's also that fear, that stigma everybody heard about, you know, people going way above list price and big appraisal gaps and stuff like that. And while that is true during the COVID years, a lot of that has settled down. You know, it's not as bad as it was, which makes now a great time to get back into the market. So if you've been on the fence wondering, oh my goodness, you know, should I be in the fight for a home? Absolutely. The market is coming back and it's calming down a little bit. So
If someone's ready to start the pre-approval process with you, what do they need to know?
yeah, just give me a call. Call me at 317-902-6031. We'll have an initial conversation to talk through goals and the process, and we'll get you going on that pre-approval process.
Awesome. And assuming they get pre-approved, how long does that last?
Yeah, so that's a great question because there's a couple answers to it. I always tell everybody, you're the one who determines how long a pre-approval lasts. So there's a date on them, and that's based on when we have to re-pull credit again. However, you're the one who determines that. So pre-approvals are based on today's current information. So if I pre-approve you today and you go buy a Ferrari tomorrow, that pre-approval is no longer good.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. If things stay the same, then honestly, it's going to be lasting you a long time. So.
Awesome.